They were speaking in cool kid English, and I just wanted to belong.
Missing someone with all your.
Hello my loves, how you doing? If you're new here, karibu sana. I go by the name Vivian Odhiambo, aka Fashion Guru Kenya, aka mtoto wa Homa Bay County. Hey, my friends, say embarrass, say embarrassment, embarrassment. Let me just give you my story. So, a friend of mine invites me for an award show or an award ceremony. Is it an award show or an award ceremony here in Nairobi? And she tells me we were just from high school, like 3 or 4 years from high school. And she tells me she has secured tickets for us, and the theme of the event is African. So I had this African gown. My in-law had just brought me a kitenge, an Ankara, all the way from Congo. It was the real deal. That Ankara is heavy, it is nice. I still have it up to date. So I went and looked for those charts that people always have, of Ankara styles, and then I went and made my Ankara dress. Was before I was invited for this event. So when the event came, I had a very perfect opportunity to wear this gown, this Ankara gown, for the very first time. So the theme is African. So I wear this Ankara gown. I wear my sandals. Hi. And then I had these African bangles. I was looking mwah. And my dress was unique. Let me just blow my own trumpet. My dress was unique and I was looking mwah, mwah. So we got to that event and I arrived there and I'm like, my goodness, we take pictures and I'm like, ha, Vivian, this ghetto babe has arrived. I have arrived. I'm seeing celebrities, I'm seeing ministers, and I'm like, ha, who would have thought? Who would have thought that me, Vivian, will be whining and dining with the elite of the nation? So we go sit on tables. Every table had 5 people, and the table that I was seated was next to some ministers. Like, I was at the front here, where the dignitaries and the ministers and the people who matter were seated. I was just seated there with them. Yeah. So when the time to serve food came, it was buffet. My friend, I go there, I serve my food very well, I come back with it. And when you come back with your food, there's someone there who is giving you all these cutleries. Or the cutleries, when I went to serve, I found them on the table, I don't know. So I see knife, I see fork, I see spoon, I see, I don't know, steak knife. I look around, everyone is cutting, and me, I had been given this a juicy chicken part. It was chicken, it was ovened or grilled chicken. It was crispy brown, it was juicy. The chicken was fat like this. Hey, that chicken was looking good. So in my head, I'm calculating, I'm asking myself, Vivian, in front of all these people, everyone is cutting. What are you going to do with your life? And then it hit me that where I grew up, my upbringing did not prepare me for this moment. It did not prepare me for the moment I'll need to use culturally. Like, it did not prepare me for this moment. My ghetto ass didn't know how to use these things. I mean, I'm used to using my hands for eating ugali or spoon. Even fork, we never used to use forks. So now I'm required to use a fork, a spoon. And if, at the same time, how? I have never heard. Now it is today that I'm starting to do knife and fork. Normally, I'm always a raw Jew, like I really don't care what people say and everything. But this was a new place, and the people that were surrounding me, ladies were dressed so nicely, two mini skirts, two gown, two nini. They were speaking in cool kid English, and I just wanted to belong. I didn't want to embarrass myself. I just wanted to belong. And if I wanted to belong, I need to behave like them. Like if you go to Rome, behave or do what the Romans are doing. And I just wanted to belong to this Rome. Hmm? But my upbringing did not prepare me for this Rome. I entered this door without preparation. In my head, I thought that I was going to hack it the way I always hack everything. Roju. But no, I couldn't. So I see everyone cutting, eating, cutting, eating, cutting, eating. So to cover my embarrassment, to cover my shame, I ate the rice and the soup and the stew is the soup and all the salads and everything that was around it. And I left the chicken. I'm looking at this chicken and my tears are here. I'm like, Vivian, are you sure? You know when you go back home, you'll miss this chicken. Are you sure don't want to risk it? But in my heart, I'm like, Vivian, you need to look classy. You need to look like uh, a small guy with a big God. You need to look like you're bad and bougie. You need to look like you are sophisticated. You're elite. You need to look like you need to look like you need to look like not where you've come from. You understand me? Like you need to look like these people. You don't need to look like the ghetto where you've come from. So you don't need those ghetto behaviors over here. My friend people finished eating and they saw people cutting. And I was sweating. I was so mad at myself. Inside I was asking myself, even are you sure this chicken is brown? It is crispy. It is brown. You see the way people are biting their chicken. You are here. You are here suffering because your upbringing did not prepare you for this opportunity, for this time of cultural. My friend, when those guys came to collect those chicken, they came to collect not chicken, the plates from the table. I'm not kidding you. I felt a tear. I felt a tear. I couldn't believe it. Till now, years later, I'm still hurt. Every time I see a big, juicy, crispy chicken, it reminds me of how I blundered. Of how I blundered. And as if that wasn't enough, my dears. As if that wasn't enough. You know, those days that thing was happening, it was before YouTube. It was before YouTube that I had gone to that event. It was before YouTube. And do you know what this girl did? I did not learn. I did not learn. So every time because I had nowhere to go and learn these things, there was no YouTube then. So I'd go for dates, and every time I went for dates, I'd ask for something that I'll need only a spoon to eat. Rice and beef. Anything that I'll just need a spoon. That's something that I'll not need fork. So you see, that is another story. This is another story where I'm trying to tell you that I did not learn. You see, so one day this guy calls me out for a date, and I asked for boneless chicken because I knew very well boneless chicken I won't need to cut. I'll just use my fork or knife. I'll just use my fork or my spoon, one at a time. Okay, okay. So this waiter comes, and the chicken that I chose apparently isn't boneless. This waiter brings me chicken imekomaa, a matured chicken, a very good nini part of the chicken, but it's matured. So this time round I told myself, Vivian, you are not going to have nightmares over this chicken. You're going to eat it however, whoever, it's just going to happen. So I look at this guy, I look at my date, and I'm like, I don't know how to use this. And then this guy looks at me and he smiles and he's like, don't worry, I'll help you. This guy cut the chicken for me in small pieces and then gave me to eat. That is the day Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, I decided I must learn to use culturally. Ask me how I'm doing right now. Nowadays, I can dissect an entire chicken and leave bones alone. I'm a pro. I learned. I couldn't continue embarrassing myself like that. I leave bones nowadays. I don't joke with my chicken. I leave only bones. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Click on that notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Bye bye. The wedding guys have started.